Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. For this one I'm going to be reviewing the game Blackwake, which is in alpha and it's been in alpha for a couple years now, but it was on Steam today on sale, so I thought I'd grab it and give it a shot. So Blackwake is kind of a pirate themed simulator. I use that term lightly because again it is very alpha, and so some of the graphics and the gameplay don't really work too well, but it's definitely a start in the right direction. So I played for, I don't know, a couple rounds today. Both sides, pirates and, British loyalists, whatever you want to call it. And it was actually quite a lot of fun. The gameplay, like I said, is a little clunky in some areas, but they took time to kind of put in a lot of these smaller details that you would kind of expect in a pirate kind of simulator. And so the gameplay that's playing in the background, I just, like I said, was kind of goofing around with it, trying to learn the game, and trying to take it somewhat seriously. Because again, the game kind of requires that. Because if you're not coordinating with your crew, giving them instructions, letting them know, hey, we're going to be shooting on the port side or starboard side or whatever, it makes the game so much more challenging. So at the beginning of this game that was going on, I was not the captain, and the guy who was the captain had zero communication whatsoever, and so it made the game a lot more difficult because we didn't know which side of the boat to load the guns on, which side we were going to fire from, so on and so forth, and it just really hurt the team as a whole. So once I was able to finally be captain, get my ship up, I was trying my best to deliver orders and make sure to let the crew know that, hey, there's going to be a ship on the port side or the starboard side. That's where I want you guys to be. Oh no, we've taken damage. You guys need to get on repairing that. Because really, realistically, from what I kind of figured out, is that the captain really needs to be at the wheel for the entire match, more or less. For example, if the captain's away from the ship or from the wheel, they can't drive the boat. The captain's the only one who can actually steer the ship. So then you're just a sitting duck. So in some cases, the captain still has to step in, help out with repairs if needed, things like that. But for the most part, you're just trying to steer your ship away from, the enemy ships or into position to attack the enemy ships, depending on what you're wanting to do. So in the background, you'll notice that I'm trying to get my crew to board, because that's obviously one of the useful actions is trying to board the enemy ship and take it by force. So in this case, I had to jump in and take on some of the repair duties as well as pumping water from the ship to make sure that the boat was staying afloat. And then I, immediately got back to my wheelhouse or wheel so that I could steer the ship and get the ship in a good position to attack the enemy again. Yeah, at the point where this video started, our team was already losing pretty badly. Again, like I said, it was just kind of a lack of communication on the parts of most of the other crews, but I think my crew and I did a pretty good job. That's really what it comes down to also, is because this is obviously a multiplayer game. It's online the whole time, so it kind of is difficult to rely on AIs because there's a lot of human players and some of them are newer, some of them don't really care, don't pay attention, and it's just kind of a pain. So in this case, you can see here in a second, they'll fire the grappling cable or grappling hook, and we'll actually be able to grapple the ship. There we go. And you'll notice that once that happens, both ships kind of stop. Now, the opposing ship can try and cut the grapples off, but I don't think they knew they could do that. And both sides are taking pretty heavy casualties, but I think between the two, we did a good job boarding it. I'm belatedly realizing I probably should have left some of the game audio in here just to make it a little more interesting, but yeah, see, we were able to sink the enemy ship, so I think it was a pretty decent shot. That earned just a few more respawn tickets, but we were definitely, in a bad shape. Anyways, so yeah, like I said, the game's in alpha, but I highly recommend it, especially right now. It's on Steam on sale for like $2 or $3, whatever that translates to in, other currency. And it's definitely worth a shot. It's a lot of fun. It's really kind of a nice pirate-themed game. There really hasn't been a good pirate game since like Pirates of the Caribbean Online, for those of you who actually played that and remember that. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag I thought was a pretty good game for ship combat, but it didn't have all the small details like being able to have different people man each of the cannons, load different shot shells and things like that. And it really kind of makes it a much more in-depth experience. But again, it helps if you have a good group of people you can play with to communicate and things like that effectively. There's just so much going on. It's impossible if you're the only, competent human player and your team isn't communicating with you to be successful at the game. But it's definitely a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. So anyways, that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. That helps me out immensely, and it lets you guys see my new videos as soon as they're up. For my Patreon supporters, you guys rock. I love you guys. You make this channel happen. And we will see you all in the next video.